Um, Hi, everybody. This is the Porter Community Meeting. Just a reminder, this is the CNCF meeting. We abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct. Someone will drop it in the chat. Thank you. And we don't have anything on the agenda today. It's been pretty slow. I think there's been a lot of holidays. Honestly, I've been swamped. Oh, you already made a September 5th? You're so great. Thank you. Um, so what's going on? What do you want to talk about?
I have a couple of items to talk about.
Sure.
If I, so I think the very first one had to do. Actually, let me turn my camera. No. Okay. So the very first item that I wanted to talk about have to do with some of the issues like vulnerability that we actually face in our S360. They actually scan. Because the thing is, we build Porter, we actually install in the Docker file and then deploy it to one of our container in Azure Container Service. So what was happening though was that some of the packages are being flagged, right? Um, and then mainly those transitive dependencies, they are the one being flagged, right? Because I think the main module kind of rely on some of those packages. They're kind of like an old version, even though we enforce the newer version in the indirect dependency requirements, right? But it still can show. I mean, we still see when I run go mod graph, I can still see the old version in the graph, right? So our S360 actually flagged those older version. So my question is that I don't know what could be the fix on the portal side as far as like, do we go back to those old, I mean, those modules, right, and update the packages being reflected, or because I was trying to talk to the security team as far as like, can they kind of uh, not flag the translative dependencies, old versions, right? And they say they don't have any. Well, the person I'm actually talking to didn't come with it, a good solution yet. But I wanted to talk to you first to see if there's something that can be done on the portal side before talking about this further with our security team.
Go ahead, Troy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was trying to see because I know Joe reached out to me yesterday, and
Yeah,
apologies, it's just busy with work.
yeah,
I'm
no
sure
problem.
you are as well. And a lot of what I was seeing, because we have at version 1.1.0, I think it's what you're using. We
Yeah.
have Golang X/net at version 26, right? Version V25 or whatever it is. And I think the CV you're looking at is at the one that's at 17 or something. So I don't know what dependency you said you did a go my graph. I'm probably going to do that now and check and see if we could just probably update that if it's looking
Yeah, I
at it
can
from because
post. Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I think what happens is so like if you build it with Go at when 122 or 123 or something like that, what I think the scanner is doing is looking at the dependency at that version and then looking at its dependencies and seeing if that CVA exists, even if you're
Mhm.
using the indirect dependency at the version we make it, right? So it's not necessarily like a because even if you were to try to use the thing at 17, which doesn't exist because your indirect dependency kind of overrides that. It's because
Mhm.
like the main module doesn't use it, right? Like if you say go mod y and then use golang.org
Yeah.
/net, you're going to
Right.
say main module doesn't need this, and it's going to show you that it's an indirect dependency from something else that consumes it. But I don't know again what I have to see the graph to see what's actually using the lower version of that thing. And if it makes sense for just us to update it so we can have a better version of it, whatever, that's fine. And we can re-release something to where that could be resolved, right? Because we don't want any CVs. But I'm curious because I thought we had a pipeline that does trivia scans on the binary itself, right? And we're not seeing that CV.
We might be. And so that's where I'm just from my understanding, basically Porter binary, not anything to do with the Docker files or the Docker images we're using to build like our packages. Porter
Right,
binary is getting triggered. Okay, cool.
right.
Yeah.
And one example, the example, and I'm using Go 123. That's what I'm actually using. So one of the one is the Hotel gRPC. So those version 40, and because I think the patch has been released for version 0.46. And then I can see that in the main module, we're actually using the VO 52, right? But then the scanner actually point out flagging the 0.40 and also 0.45, which when I actually go through the dependency graph, I could see that those three module actually using older version than 0.46. And I think that's, the S36 is actually doing something similar to that.
Interesting.
And the same thing for the V0, I mean the /X, /nets as well.
So let me ask you
Which
this, because like if you see the compile binary, right? Like if you do go version -m and then you pull the binary, it should show you the dependencies that it's built with, right? But are you saying because these dependencies that I've listed in the chat are listed there as whatever, and then those are in sense using that 7.0 of Golang.net, are you saying that that's what's triggering the scan? Because
no, right, yeah, because I can see indeed that we're using for, I think, XNet. I think we're using V0.25, I can remember. But I think like you say, like you see the cnab-go, that module is actually using the V0.7, which is mean flag, right?
mhm.
However, when I'm actually building the image itself, using my own Docker file, and compile, Porter that way, I can see that the newer version of XNet are being downloaded, right? But I think some kind of way the S36 is actually going through the packages, the module being imported into the main module, and see what kind of dependencies those modules are using. That's what I believe is happening. Um, the the security person I'm talking to haven't confirmed that yet, but um, I feel like they're doing something similar, like running the graph, trying to see, like,
Yeah.
all the dependency being imported into the main module.
All right, this wasn't even triggered on our scans, so I think what I'm going to do is just repro. We could make this might be an easier way too, is for this to, I don't know how this looks on your side. I know you in GitHub you can open up a security issue and it makes it kind of like secret so that like not everyone kind of can talk on it. So, but then you can share more details and more like documentation without like us having to worry about bad actors. So
Mhm.
let me get the link for you to be able to do that, and then I'd be happy to like see like how we can update these dependencies and that kind of
Okay.
thing. Go ahead, David.
It was just one question. I ran into something that sounded bizarrely similar to this at work, and what ended up happening was that my go.sum still had entries in for the old packages, even though we weren't using them anymore. And they were incorrectly just going, oh, I'm going to check to see if you're vulnerable. I'll look at your go.sum. You've mentioned this, therefore we got flagged for it. And all we did to kind of resolve it was deleted our go.sum and generated a new one. And then the security standards stopped getting angry with us. I don't know if
Okay.
that's worth a try. Because, like you, we were
Right.
looking in our direct and our indirect dependencies, and we were like, no, we're not using,
Right.
whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
if you look at the go sum now, it does actually have all those versions in there. So maybe a good
Mhm.
go mod tidy will get rid of all of that, because if it's doing I don't know exactly how it's scanning. If it's scanning the sum and saying like, oh, that thing exists, let's flag it. then fine. If it's doing the scan where it's like doing the graph and then seeing like all the indirect stuff that you kind of like overwrite with the sum that you have for the version you're using, it may be ineligible for that. So I'll check and do that. I don't know if you're gonna need a release to see it, or if you can build it with main, maybe. See if
That's
it,
what I'm building myself.
okay, so yeah, so let me update that, or me, Stephen, and Sarah. We'll update it. You know, I'll put a PR up and just, you know, to clean out the older references of that vulnerability CV,
Okay.
and update the Go mods and the Go sum. See if you can build it with main, put in your Docker file, and see what happens when you put the binary in, if you get flagged for that again. That
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
at least, because if that's the case, I'd rather have that not only documented with the PR, but have that process be instituted to where when we're clearing CVEs, we're not running into this issue where old stuff is hanging around because of Go mod tidied and clean up the old. Because again, it's not a direct dependency, which would be Go import would have removed it or whatever like that, but the indirect just hanging around because I think everybody else needs that stuff. So I don't want to do any weird replaces, but I'll see if doing that will get rid of that stuff for you.
Okay. Okay.
And then
So
if that works, yeah. So
Okay.
maybe this after it's 12 Eastern. So maybe like around 2 or 3, if that's cool. I'll get the PR up, and then that way we can work from there at least.
Okay, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Do you have other things? You said you had a couple, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, so for the issue 1857, I remember the last time we met. I think you say that you will put more description into the issue, so I can start working on it. and I saw that nobody actually had, add any descriptive comment on it. So so I was that's the only thing. That's the
Yeah,
only
it's
thing.
me. It's totally me. Let's see. What did I say? Oh, for trace bundle execution. This
Yep.
into mixins.
Yep.
You and does Kim have a PR open for this? You and Kim should sync on this. I know
Okay.
Kim's not here today. Let me. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna send it to Kim, and I'm gonna say, "Are you working on this?" Working on this. We have a comp member that is interested. Cool. And then I will report back. I've done it, so I will get a message back. And
Okay.
if I do it in the meeting, then it's real. And then outside of the meeting, just life. But yeah, I think I'll look too right now and see if there's like there was a rough PR. We've been talking about this for a while. We talked about, Stephen, we talked about this like last time we met, where we were talking about like passing the context into the mixin run command that we like called to like start like, do you remember this? Am I hallucinating? Probably. Let me see if I can find it. And I think there's like duplicated issues like floating about. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I remember talking about this back, it was in July, I think, when we were talking about how do we get the tracing all the way down into the mixins.
Let me look. Kim's responding. I will let you know in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
What else you got?
No, that's all.
That was all? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything today that they'd like to discuss or talk about? It's been kind of slow. It's summer. I think hopefully now we're gonna hit that like pre-conf cadence of like November is coming. And yeah, I'm having it at work as well. So everything before KubeCon. So I think a lot of what we talked about, like making this release be, is like documentation and prep for KubeCon and not like big feature work. That way, like it's just we're focusing on the user experience too. Logging is a huge one. So I think like being able to get like 1857, is that the right number? Oh, I remembered it. Awesome. Merged in would be sick. So yeah. And I am writing down right now that I will fix my notifications. I don't know where Porter emails are going. Probably the ether. I don't know why I'm getting like work emails and I'm not getting Porter emails. It should be the other way around. I don't want those work emails. So I will fix the notifs. But yeah. Does anyone have any like things they want to bring up or talk about?
Got one quick mention, but I've been out of it for quite a while, so I might end up being wrong, but it's just a heads up, there might be an incoming request. Ages ago, back when I was doing some stuff, I was given some write access to the GitHub container registry. That was cool. I pushed up a couple of images. I started working through the docs and pointing them to the new images. And then when I've come back to it, I've tried to push one more and I got an access denied. It might be that I'm being dumb. It might be, it might be many other things, but it's just heads up, there might be an incoming request for, I've had something kicked. I don't know what. It could even just be because I've not logged in for a while and I just need to do another Docker login. Who knows? But
I have to do it. I don't think we've changed you. I'm gonna look really quick.
no, I'm still getting an email every time an MR is opened. So that's been fun.
You're
That was
welcome.
unexpected.
You get all the, you can't get like the nice permissions without the spam. Like there's no offset. What did we add you as? I'm looking right now. You're not under a maintainer profile.
No,
Did we
it
just
was
add?
something under that. I was just added to the organization, but not.
Oh yeah, because you have to get added to because it's not gonna be under like the repo permissions.
So I got some sort of not quite a pleb anymore, slightly cooler, but not that cool permissions.
You probably have like actually like wait, because like there's a when you do org wide, I think org wide for membership, there's only 2 types. And you probably just have a bunch of permissions. Please don't delete the org. Thanks. What's your, give me the first like 2 letters of your GitHub handle. DG?
DG?
Yes. Oh, you don't have any roles. Okay. Let me, I wonder if you were an owner. This is way too much permission, but that's what I can give you. All right, let me know if that helps.
Oh, I remembered what it was. You gave me release permission.
I
on
have
2
that.
specific. Yeah. The only people with it, I think, are me and you.
I'm surprised at my like past self for having the forethought to make a release permission. It's so cool. I don't even know if those release, well, you said it worked, so it must have worked. So I must have did it right. Let's go.
Yeah, I was able to push something, but then when I picked it up later, I wasn't. Now, I don't know if it's what I was attempting to. Previously, I was creating a whole new sort of image space. That image had never existed there. The second one, I was trying to, there is an image there. I want to push it with a newer tag. So it could be that image is special and locked down. I need to look into it, but it was just on the top of my head, something was weird.
Well, you should be good to go now. Let me know if you get any more perm issues. Don't break anything. Oh, I don't know. If you break anything, just unbreak it. There you go.
Yeah, just fix it. That's
yeah. There you go. Cool. Anyone else have anything? Joel, Finn is not working on. Oh God.
No, I was just gonna say I'm still gonna be trying to work on the. I thought Ian or Ian would have been here today, because he asked me for some time to try to figure out ways that they can contribute. But I'm also still working on the gRPC stuff that I'm probably just gonna rip out and try to do it again with the porter config so we can actually get that started, because I don't know if we're slating that before KubeCon, but we don't have a lot of time if we are. Because I would like to see that be available. I mean, how it's working now, it's hacky and it's not going to really resolve any state from a place that you created your installation for. So it's kind of useless at this point, unless I do it the way that it's supposed to go. So it shouldn't take me any more cycles than necessary, but it's just the time that I need to commit to it. So I think I'm still working on that. So hopefully next meeting, I can have a better update with the PR that actually does some functioning parts of the situation and then manage it that way. So like I know what I need to do. I just have to have the time to do it, and sitting down for that logic is a little bit difficult with work, because it seems like after the year starts at the company you're working at, they throw all the stuff at you, right? So, and that's safe to say on a CNCF call, right? But
yeah.
So But no, seriously, and that's so I don't want you thinking I don't have any cycles to do it. It's just the commitment to do that. I think it's kind of where I'm going to it. So
No,
that's
I
the update
think
around that situation.
Let me know if you need me to take any of those cycles as well. I also gonna throw myself under the bus. Like there's that open PR for the Terraform mix-in that needs to get through, and Stephen, go back and get that done because it's so close. So I will get that done before the next meeting. If I have to work on it on the plane next week, I'll do that.
I did have a question about the
yeah.
vanity. Sorry, about the vanity URLs for the tofu mixin. Do we need to do anything to update that?
The tofu mix-in is unless there's been a PR since we merged in, it was just a copy and paste of the Terraform mix-in. So we need to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to go through and sanitize that. We were just getting it through. And so
Okay.
we fix all of the Terraform references to be tofu, and we need to make sure we're publishing it. So that would be another great thing to have before KubeCon is the tofu mix-in all ready to go and use.
And that's me under the bus. I put my hand up and said I was going to do that, and then just took 2 months off.
Well,
So
I mean, and I
will get on that.
I forgot to actually merge that PR through, but so that the tofu mix-in should be ready to start fixing because it's just a blind copy paste of the Terraform mix-in. Once I get my Terraform, the multi-Terraform plan thing fixed for the Terraform mix-in, we'll get that in the tofu mix-in as well. But I think that was a direct ask from the last KubeCon. Is that right, Sarah?
For tofu?
No, for Terraform to have like different Terraform plan.
Oh yeah. God,
So
that feels like another like 2 years ago now. Amazing how time is. Yeah, no, it was in the community days. Oh, by the way, let's talk KubeCon really quick before I forget. One, we have a booth. I don't know what time it is, but we have a half-day booth. Please come hang out. I'll have a bunch of stickers. It's gonna be really fun. And then I don't know if we have any like little maintainer talks or anything like approved. I don't know if we submitted like a bunch of talks this year.
yeah, we didn't get
No.
any scheduled, and we didn't do the maintainer track either.
We didn't do maintainer track. I know. I can see if we could get if someone wants to do a lightning talk, I can see if we can do like the lightning talk, the project like lightning talks. Even though we're a little late, can go like message George and beg. If anyone wants to do like a 15-minute porter or operator talk, could be fun. Let me know. And then once I know when the booth is, it's gonna be like a 4-hour thing. Just come by and we'll probably do pins again. We'll do stickers. But I think this KubeCon is gonna be more chill than the last two. And then for London, we'll go crazy. Sound good?
I was going to just check. This one's North America, right? The
Yeah,
November
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salt Lake this year.
Probably a little bit far for me to come. But the London one, I'll be there.
I will see you in London. I hopefully Kim as well. And I feel like it's very odd. Like even though Microsoft is a huge consumer reporter, I feel like our real user base is in the EU. So I'm like, let's go. We'll see Jens again. Who just had like an issue. So for EU we go hard. For America, we're just there. So cool. All right. If anyone wants to do lightning talk, or see if they can do like a little reporter talk, project talk, let me know. I will get that set up for you. But yeah, just chill and do documentation. And I'm gonna focus on security stuff because like we have a bunch of like Dependabot things and things that we could just merge. And I'm gonna focus on getting. I just messaged Ralph again. I'm gonna get it this time to get access to cnab.io, and we will pool the cnab stuff into Porter main and then archive cnab.io as an org. So I think that's like the best way to handle that. Cool.
I'll sync up with you, Sarah, offline about if a lightning talk if I can figure out because I'm going to be pretty busy at KubeCon with other things as well. But I would also like to come up with just like a little demo video that we can have playing. I know we had one at the last KubeCon. I don't know if there's anything new or if we just want to replay the videos we had from last KubeCon, wherever those are at. You probably have them
I
somewhere.
have them. Yeah, I have it all. I have a little Google Drive. Yeah, that's actually a great idea that I totally forgot about, which is what do we play at the booth? And so if people have like demos or things they think would be good to see, or if we want to like highlight the operator really hardcore, like let's get rolling on that and try to figure out something. If people have even like this is what I like on a booth instead of this, like let me know, because I just kind of guess and I throw like a recording of a terminal up there and I pray that like people like find that interesting. But it's usually the bright slides with the Porter cat that people like get excited about and come over. So cool. Dope. All right. I will update 1857 cnab-go security. That's my goal. I know we've all been a little and that's
Do we-
okay because this is volunteer work.
Do we have any, are we gonna try to like fork Carolyn's stuff? Like, are we having issues trying to get some of that things updated? Because I know it's a weird topic to discuss, but I think there's a lot of things that she has forked that now are being unmaintained that we actually consume as a product. And there's been some like whatever wrappers around things that may be strictly easier to just go upstream and get versus trying to do, because some of those things I think she forked to fix and then they fixed them and then we never unforked the thing. So we don't have to decide now. I think we can discuss it in the Porter chat because there may be unraveling this onion, right? To try to slim our dependencies down, helps our CVEs be less dependent, but then also helps us get back into the community of fixing the stuff so we don't have to maintain it. That's easier to do. I mean, we already have a bunch of repos, right? We don't want to start maintaining a whole bunch of other stuff that we have to because we decided to take on the ownership of it. So again, yeah, I mean, just I don't want to leave anybody with that thought experiment, but it's something
Actually,
to consider.
There's only 3, and so
oh, is it only 3?
Right. Yeah, well, which isn't that bad. Is Afro? How do you say that? I don't know. It's the it's the file system. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. Wait, did she make that? This has to be a fork. No, she made. God damn it, made it. Okay, cool. Well, we can fork that. I thought this was something upstream. I didn't realize she made that. I think
did she make it by consuming the actual target and then wrapping some stuff around it? Because I thought she has like I'm actually trying to look for it now. It's
if you look, where is you? Boop, boop, boop. Like I don't see the like this is a fork.
Yeah, fork and go things. It's you still have all the old references and stuff. So it's kind of like, let me see.
It looks like she wrote. Wait, what is she pulling? Oh no, I see it. I see it. I found it. It's
yeah.
Right Pharaoh. Some of these, like the Magefile stuff, we can fork too. Like, I know that that's like, but like we can do. Okay, yeah, I think that's an easy fix, which is like let's go ahead and update those.
Yeah, because she got it from, which is interesting. So she got it from SPF 13, and then kind of did the
do it. I'm now afraid to update it because it looks so. Maybe she just slimmed it down.
She's a new Aeroflot creates a wrapper around the file system representation with an independent working directory. And then it just basically gets working directory, gets the change directory. So it's actually a whole bunch of file system stuff. It doesn't sound like it's too big to do. And if it's already being supported in this library that's probably actively seeking contributors, maybe we can just use that. Yeah, because the thing is, this is okay, well, the last release was in November, but I think it's still consumable.
That's exactly you're watching exactly where my eyes are going on the scale page. But like I don't know, like I wonder what the benefit of this versus like standard lib is. And so like, I wish this has to be documented somewhere. I don't know why I think that things aren't documented. They're always documented. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go look on
This
like why
actually
we're
has
doing that.
rich documentation. I don't know why we're using what we're using, but this looks like an awesome way to do things if we're going to be abstracting. So I don't know if we needed to abstract the file system when we do these Porter things. Bless you. I don't know if you sneeze, but okay, you sneeze, Steve. But it may be beneficial to just use that versus what she's giving us because we can't update that at this point. And if there is a need, so let's say as an experiment, right? Like while we're developing, we can just swap it out, right? And see what happens. And then like change those references. If nothing breaks, then you kind of like get rid of that dependency and then peel apart that onion that way. I'm not suggesting that just, full blown, but still, I think it'd be easier to detangle some of that stuff in a way where we can not only slim our dependencies down, but not rely on something that we can't update anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good call. And there's only 3 and you can just do it one at a time. The archiver CVE, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but like I think people can see it. We use this one dependency that I think just handles like tar files. And I've tried to replace it with like a standard lib thing, and it just does not work. And it's like within our mage file, we call this one thing, and it like deals with tar files. I tried to fix it like 4 months ago. Real pain in the butt.
Okay, so yeah, so there wouldn't be an issue for it, but you kind of know it exists.
It should be under, you can see it. If you go under the vuln, if you go in security vulnerabilities, this is such a widely used thing that it's on my work project too. I was like, cool.
Oh,
I
wow.
love dealing with this. Yeah. Like very like things are crossing streams a lot. It's fun. But yeah, this did I send you the wrong, never mind. I sent you the wrong project too. But it's there, and that's it on my work project, and just pretend that the things are switched. But yeah. Anyways, we have vulns. We're gonna try and deal with them. We did a really good job with the last, like we had like one big push where we dealt with a bunch of vulns that people were talking about. So I think we'll do another good push right before the release. But cool. Cool. All right. What else? Anything? Nope. Dope. Thank you all for being here. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, you mentioned there were 3 of those that we might want to look into dependencies. Is it worth just slapping issues in for them and tracking them that way, or is just if you feel like doing it, just go and do it?
I can make like for like moving off of Carolyn's dependencies to like upstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should make issues.
Yeah, you want to make one issue with 3 of them and then put a checkbox on each thing. So then you don't have to create 3 different issues. You have one big issue that says remove Carolyn's dependencies, and then you can pick one up and then update the issue internally to say like, all right, I did this one is completed, this one worked, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, I think it's easier that way than to try to like cross the streams and look at so many things to track at one point.
Oh, 3216 is probably an easy one, by the way, if anyone wanted something. I'm just looking at this issue right now, which is sensitive variables are printed when exec fails. And I think that is the exec output. So you could go into the exec mixin itself and just change what we're printing out.
Okay. Yeah.
There should be actually like, I'm like 100% sure. Oh, you know what it is? Me figuring out the problem as I brain. When we implemented like sensitive variables, we have like a bool on them now that's like, is sensitive true or false? And that will set if it prints out or not. I bet we're not like actually, we're just doing it the old way of just passing it and not caring if it's sensitive. So I think if we just copy what we're doing in existing code with sensitive information and push it into the mixin, that should work. So if that makes sense, like exec mixin is old and was made before we probably cared about sensitive stuff. And so now we need you to just update it like the rest of the code base. Anyways, that's an easy one if anyone wants to grab it. I'm gonna good first issue it and help wanted. Cool. Oh, cool. All right.
Cool.
Dope.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
See you
All
all
right.
in a week.
You have
or
a good
two.
week. All right.
Let's go.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
See you guys later.